a million years, and I'm getting ready for work. And so I thought I would just say, hey, our life has drastically changed since we were going to vlog, and then, yeah, life kind of fell apart, honestly. And it's great now, but it took a bit of time to get to where we are now. But I'm getting ready for work, and I just thought I would say hey to everyone and talk about something that's been really weighing on me. So I'm going to leave this video up so that more people can see it. So something's been really, really weighing on my heart lately. And for those of you who don't know, about a little over 2 years ago, almost 4 years ago, I had weight loss surgery. I got a vertical sleeve gastrectomy done, and I lost a ton of weight, and was so excited, and things were going so well. And then, and I'm so grateful, and this has nothing to do with not being grateful for that surgery, because it definitely changed my life, and it's been incredible. But shortly after, it's been about 2 years now, in 2019, so I guess it was about a year, almost 2 years after surgery, I no longer had fat holding up my uterus that was already kind of a weak thing from barfing so much with my babies and being so sick. That I had a uterine prolapse and a multi-organ prolapse. My entire pelvic floor basically fell apart, and I had to have a reconstructive surgery that's like for 90-year-olds. Okay, it's like not something that normally somebody at 31 years old, which is how old I was at the time, or 32, would have to get. And so I was pretty discouraged, honestly. I felt like, oh my gosh, my body's falling apart. I wasn't sad about not being able to have more kids. I've got 7, y'all. I've got a lot of kids. I was more sad about, like, how hard it was to recover. Like, it was a very exhausting procedure. My body literally fell apart, and it was really hard, emotionally. And I had gotten down to, like, I don't even remember. I think it was 140 was my lowest, or 136 or something in weight. And I was a size 6 in pants. I was just a tiny little thing compared to what I used to be, a 26 in plus size and like over 300 pounds. So I was so proud of where I had come from. I was so proud of where I was at. I had worked very hard to get there. And when I had my reconstructive surgery, I couldn't work out for 6 months. My eating didn't like change. I still ate, my healthy diet and whatever, but I couldn't work out. I couldn't keep continuing to build muscle. I was really, really discouraged by this, by my lack of abilities in my strength and what I could do. I went from working out 6 days a week to not being able to work out at all, not being able to lift over a gallon of milk. It was exhausting, feeling like I couldn't be a good mom. Okay. First thing, felt like I was failing as a mom because I had to rely on my kids so much. My older kids helped so much with my little kids. Life was really difficult, and I felt very defeated. I felt like, oh my gosh, I can't even be a mom to my kids. I can't. And I was feeling pretty overwhelmed, honestly. And another aspect of that hysterectomy was my hormones went crazy, because all of a sudden my body was like going through basically an early menopause, very, very early. And I felt so frustrated with myself. And so, like, what the hell? Like, this is not normal. This isn't okay. I was like a hot mess express, y'all. hot mess express. So that was quite frustrating, honestly. And even though I didn't really change the way I was eating, I wasn't working out. And because my hormones went psycho, I gained a ton of weight back. I was so discouraged by this because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm eating like a bird. Like, I barely eat anything. I literally still, even now, maybe get in 1,500 calories in a day on a good day. I don't eat a lot. 4 years later, I'm full after a couple of bites still. My stomach is still tiny. I'll be 4 years next month. And I was feeling super discouraged because I'm like, how in the crap am I barely eating anything? Am I gaining weight and just feeling so crappy? Like, how is that even possible? And I was feeling a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of frustrations. And I was still eating really good and still being careful. And, you know, so it was very a discouraging time in my life. Because I was like really fixated on the number on the scale. And I did get back up. I went down to a medium, some smalls enclosed, to an extra large. So I went back up to an extra large. Now I'm back down to a medium. But it took some time for my body to like balance out after that hysterectomy and after that major surgery that I had. And it was super discouraging, like super discouraging. I was super stressed. And at this time too, we were going through the court process to permanently have our girls who we've had for 2.5 years, our two oldest kids. And while that process is now done, during the time, and we lived in Utah at the time, during that time, I was under a lot of stress, y'all, like a lot. And so I think the combination of all that stress, the hysterectomy, my hormones going crazy, my body going, what the crap, it was a lot. I finally got back to going to the gym 6 days a week. I still eat all of my healthy and my protein and everything. Like that never changed. But somehow with my hormones going crazy and still eating like a bird, I gained back like 89, almost 100 pounds, y'all. Almost. It was like 80 pounds. That's a lot of gain. And I know for a fact that it was simply just my hormones going crazy and stress because I still have not changed how I eat. Still but the same. But it took some time for all that to balance out. Now that it's all balanced out, I feel like I'm finally back on track in life. I was up to a 16 and 17 in pants, like right in that range. I am now to a 10 in buckle jeans. Like I try to do the same brand because brands are so weird. So to kind of have like a reference, you know, of like, because every brand's so different from the next. So that's in buckle brand jeans, a 30 or like the 30-inch or a 10. Anyway, so here's the thing though, guys, that's kind of something that this is the whole point of making this video that I want to talk about, is to not be so dang hard on yourself, okay? Because if you look at me, look at me. Oh, see all my bras, guys? This is my buckle jeans. There's no muffin top. They fit well. I'm in a size 10 pants, a medium in shirts. I feel like at that point I should feel like a healthy weight, right? Like that's an average size person. That's normal. But you guys, according to the scale, I am an obese person. Yes, you heard me. According to the scale in my bathroom and the doctor's office and the gym and wherever, this is considered an obese person. Like a 10 in pants, y'all. I am 50 pounds, 50 pounds above being within a normal weight range. This size of person here. How? Like, I used to read so much into that number, so much into the scale of like, this number means I am healthy. This specific number means I'm healthy. Okay. I used to think that. I used to be that person who was so fixated on that number and helping everyone reach their goal of being in a healthy weight range, that like I didn't see past just the scale. I didn't see how I felt. And while I did feel healthier than when I was, 300 pounds, I didn't hold on. I didn't see past the fact of that number. Do I feel like I'm an obese person at this current weight? No. No, I do not. I do not feel unhealthy. I do not feel obese. I do not feel like I'm in a bad place. But according to the scale, I am 50 pounds over being a healthy, normal weight. For 50 more pounds, I am still an overweight person, currently an obese person, in a medium in clothes and a size 10 in pants. Like, it literally blows my mind, okay? Literally blows my mind that, I am still, I've lost a lot of weight recently, since my hysterectomy and gaining weight back and then losing weight again, becoming very active, not only at work, but going to the gym. I was back going to the gym for a year, but my point is that I've gotten even more active lately because of my job. My job is a very demanding, active job. I am very active all day at work. Literally running my head off for people. So that definitely is a factor in my, current weight loss for sure. But my point is that if we're so fixated on the number on the scale rather than how we actually feel and our confidence level, it's going to mess with your head. So if I was fixated on that number, which I'm not, I'm mentally so past that, but when I was fixated on that number, I would have seen that number and been like, oh my gosh, I am doing such a bad job. I am unhealthy. I am doing so horrible. I'm in a really bad place. I am doing such a bad job with my body, with myself. What is wrong with me? I would be self-doubting so much because of a number on a scale and what society says that number needs to be. What medically speaking, in the medical world, I am considered an obese person. And I would be so fixated on that I wouldn't be proud of and have self-confidence of where I am now. Okay? Does that make sense? Like, you get so fixated on a number on the scale or what we're supposed to be that you're dropping things. You're holding yourself back and dragging yourself down from being proud of where you're at. And that was just messing with you. Like, that's messing with me. Like, that's not okay. It's not okay to not be proud of yourself and to be good with your accomplishments and to be good with how far you've come. Like, I am proud of how far I've come. I am confident. I feel good about myself, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. I am very happy and content with where I'm at right now, honestly. Like, I have no desire really to change. I mean, my goal is to get back down to a 6 in pants. That is my goal. That's my own personal goal. And honestly, I'm not far from that goal. These 10s are getting loose. I'm about to be in 8s. And like they fall down by the end of the day. And it's good. You know, like that's my personal goal. Just because I felt really good about myself and had a lot of self-confidence when I was that size. But I do not care necessarily what that number like on the scale says. And part of that reason, you guys, is because last time I was a size 10, I looked this up. Last time I was a size 10, I was significantly heavier than I am now. I didn't weigh the same that I weigh right now. Which goes to show that that number on the scale isn't everything. And also, another factor to that is that fat, where's my brush, guys? Fat weighs more. I mean, muscle weighs more than fat. That's what I'm trying to say. Muscle weighs more than fat. I have been toning up a lot at the gym. Like a lot. I have been muscle building a lot. I have so much definition in my arms and my shoulders that I did not have last time I was a size 10. Okay? Last time I was a 10, those things simply did not exist. So I have to remind myself and give myself some grace as to the fact that, like, my body is in a much different place last time I was a size 10. My fat index is a lot higher than it was before. And that number on the scale doesn't define how far I've come, who I am, where I'm at in life. It doesn't define any of those things. I've got to go out in my room for a sec. The number on the scale is simply that. It is a number. It's a number. And I get to decide how I let that number, yes, my bed is not made right now, how I let that number affect me, right? I get to decide how I live life and how I let that number define me as a person. If I let it define me, if I let it motivate me, if I let it affect me. So I haven't weighed in months, like 2 months, maybe 3. And then I didn't weigh in again until last night. And last night was talking with my kids, my teenagers, and Tim. And I was talking with Haley, Savannah, and Tim. And we were talking about how I weigh the same as Tyrez. Tyrez is bigger around than me. He wears 2 sizes larger in clothes than I do. He's a very, very, very tall, big teenager. He is my tallest kid. He's 13. He's the tallest of all the kids. He's not the oldest. Savannah's the oldest. He is the tallest, though. He is a big child. He's very huge. Like, not like unhealthy huge. He's super freaking tall, and he's a big kid, okay? And I had just weighed Ty recently because he's grown so much. He just all of a sudden grew multiple inches and just became huge. And I was like, holy crap. So I weighed Ty, And then I weighed myself. That's when I weighed in. And then I realized that Ty and I look very small compared to Ty. Like, we're standing next to each other. We do not even look like, I mean, you would think that we're like 50 pounds apart. Like, we do not look the same at all. He's way taller than me. He's just overall larger than I am. He's got way wider shoulders. He's just a big kid. He's huge in comparison. And we weigh literally 4 pounds apart. 4 pounds, y'all. 4 pounds. If you saw us next to each other, there's no flipping way you believe it. And Haley, Savannah, and Tim last night did not believe me that me and Ty are almost the same weight on the same scale. Like, I literally had to get on the scale and show them that we weighed the same or like 4 pounds apart, because they didn't believe me. Not because they thought I was lying, but because it doesn't look believable. And so the whole point of telling you guys that story of last night of what happened is simply to remind you that, like, weight on the scale and that number is literally that. It is just a number. Don't let it define you. Should you shoot for healthy goals? Absolutely. Yes, I do believe that you should shoot for healthy goals, that you should choose healthy things in your life, choose a good, healthy lifestyle. Absolutely. I firmly believe in that. I believe in becoming your best self and being healthy. Do I think you should let a number on the scale define you? Hell no. Okay? Hell no. Not just no, hell freaking no. You should not let a number on the scale decide your self-confidence, your self-worth, the way you see yourself, the way you value yourself. That should have no value on your life. You're amazing just the way you are, okay? But should you shoot to be healthier, to be the best healthy you? Yes, I do believe people should. I say this coming from a very nice, loving place. I am so much happier and healthier than I was 4 years ago. So do I think that, health is important? Absolutely, I do. But do I think you should let that number define you and decide who you are as a person? No, I don't. I think if you're solely basing your value and your worth on a number on the scale, you are harming yourself. You're mentally and emotionally harming yourself, and even physically harming yourself, because oftentimes we see that number and we stop taking care of ourselves. We stop doing the things that are making us healthier, or we stop having goals because it's just too hard or just not worth it. Or we do the opposite and we want that goal so bad that we starve ourselves, or we don't feed ourselves healthy, nourishing food. We don't take care of our bodies in the right way because we want to get to that goal faster. Okay. So I think it can go multiple ways. And honestly, from what I see in society and what I see within my friends in the weight loss community, is that it is so discouraging that people give up. It is so discouraging that people stop trying and stop believing in themselves, or they try in a different way that because it's not working fast enough or whatever the reason is. And then it becomes so much worse for their body, their mental state, their mind. They're so unhealthy that they feel like it's just this like rut that they're stuck in and can't get out of, which is not healthy either. So I do think you have to find balance. You have to find your healthy, your balance. And it's going to look different than other people, and that's fine. Okay? That's fine. You don't need to be like everyone else. You don't need to be the same as everyone else. You get to be you. You get to figure out what your healthy is and what's good for you, okay? And what works for you is probably going to be different than what works for me. Not might be, it probably will be. Just a minute, my baby. He wants to come in. I am almost done though. Almost. To get my eyelashes. So you need to just focus on what works for you. I know, Kippy, 1 minute. And find your healthy. Find your you. Find what makes you and what makes you confident and what makes you feel good. And it's okay if it's different than what works for me or the next person, okay? Guys, stupid flyaways. It's okay. Like, we don't have to be the same or have the same goals. And you can still love and respect somebody even if your goals are different than theirs. Even if your life is different than theirs. Even if, I mean, my family and I disagree on many, many things. Do I love them? Heck yeah. Am I grateful for them? Yes, every single day. Do I choose the same choices as them? Not even close. For example, I have tattoos. I have 2 of them. They mean a lot to me. And they're important to me. My family doesn't really agree with having tattoos. Well, not all my family. I have a couple of sisters with tattoos. But my point is that my things that I do in life and what I want is different than theirs. That's okay. You can be different from your friends. You can be different from anyone. It doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make it bad. It doesn't make it like horrible. It's just different. And different isn't a bad thing. Is it hard? Yeah. I'm not going to lie. There are times where my life choices being so different from, I didn't even shake it, from my family is hard because especially with my kids, they'll say things like, well, why do you choose that, but grandma chooses this? Or why do you, wow, I just made a mess. Why do you do this, but grandma does this? Or auntie does this, or whatever. Like, our lifestyle choices are not even close to the same. And so, oftentimes, my kids, they see that, they feel the difference. And while neither of us is going to force the other one to choose something, my kids see and feel that. And, you know, there are times where I'm like, man, this would be so much easier if we were all like on the same page, you know? But then I remember that like what works for them doesn't work for me. And that's okay. It is okay that what works for them is different than what works for me. So what works for me can be different than what works for you. I hope I'm even making sense, y'all. But it makes sense in my brain. So hopefully it makes sense to you. Okay. There's coat 1, y'all. The eyelashes is the hardest part. I'm telling you, I suck at eyeliner so bad. Always have, always will. But I freaking love the way they look. So the things I do for likes, the things that I do so that I like the way that I look is ridiculous. Just saying. I didn't even see if there's any comments, y'all. I'm sorry. I have them swiped, so sorry about that. If you are commenting, okay, it's gonna be loud for like 3 seconds, y'all. Oh my gosh. I have moments where I'm like, what on earth am I thinking? What am I thinking, y'all? What am I thinking? That's what I'm thinking. Oh, baby. Oh, it looks so good when it's done. I do, though. I have moments where I'm like, damn, I'm an idiot. I've spent so much time putting these stinking things on. But then I love the way they look. So I'm almost ready for work, y'all. Almost. I just gotta decide what to do with my messy hair now. Messy hair. It's like, messy hair, do I care? Yep, I do. Not messy hair, don't care. I care. I just have to figure out what to do with it. But look at my lashes. They're like on point today. Anyway, love yourself, y'all. Love yourself, okay? Love yourself. Figure out what makes you feel good and healthy and strong, and do that. Okay? Do that. Don't be so damn hard on yourself. Okay? We all have shit. We all have hard things. We all struggle. I don't think there's anyone out there who doesn't have self-doubt or struggle with like their own value or worth. Because even the most confident people and the people who just love themselves, I think, still struggle. They probably just don't show it. So love yourself. Be nice to yourself. Be kind to others. And I'm going to go to work. We'll see you all later. Bye, guys.